spring is here, summer will come in a heartbeat, and so it's time that we start to use our fresh citrusy, fresh floral, fresh green fragrances to really put us in the right mood. So I have here 10 fresh fragrances that are incredibly long lasting. Hi everyone, I'm Jolima and this is my channel Scented Moments, where we discuss everything about perfumes. So I have here 10 fragrances that are fresh, but some are fresh floral, others are fresh citrusy, others are more fresh tropical coconutty fragrances. So we have a bit of everything, but in the end these 10 fragrances are all fresh. They last for a very long time, at least on my skin. Without further ado, in no specific order, let's get started. The first fragrance, this is from the house of Maison Kurkdjian. It's been ages since I talked about this, and it's also been ages since the last time I wore it. It was one of my very first Maison Kurkdjian fragrances, and this one is Aqua Vitae Forte. I adore this one and I will definitely be wearing more often this year, especially in the summer. I feel like this is more of a summer fragrance, but you can also wear it during the spring, definitely. This is a very rich fragrance, although it says aqua, but I think this is more than just an aqua-like fresh fragrance. So this is more of a fresh floral perfume. Heavy dose of ylang ylang in here, and this fragrance is the only scent that has ylang ylang that I really love. I usually do not appreciate ylang ylang, but this one is an exception. It's done to perfection. This fragrance starts off very citrusy, very uplifting, with a spicy quality in it. So this is all about orange blossom, orange, a bit of a spicy take like cinnamon, which then goes into a very creamy, tropical, ylang ylang fragrance with tons of benzoin. I adore this one. Overall, it's very sparkly, and how this fragrance is like this golden white type of color in here really represents how this fragrance smells like. This, for me, that's why I link this more to summer than spring, because it has that tropical edge that I love and that I really associate more with summer than spring. Nonetheless, amazing scent. Highly advise for you to try if you have yet to. I think this is kind of a slept on currently, but in terms of performance is one that it will not disappoint. So check this one out if you have yet to. Aqua Vitae Forte by Maison Kurkdjian. The next fragrance from house of Loewe, this one is Paula's Ibiza. Finally have this one. I shared this on my latest haul. Now, I know that this one performs well because I've been testing this one ever since this was released, and while it took me a while to have a full bottle, but finally have it and I'm really happy. So this was because this was released in 2020, so already 5 years ago. There's already a whole line of Paula Ibiza fragrance. My favorite is this one, and followed by the new one called Eclectic, I think it's the name, that was released last year. Delicious fruity fragrance, very well done fruity fragrance, that one. So maybe eventually we'll have a full bottle of that also, but this is the freshest, I believe, out of the entire Paula Ibiza collection, and it's the most tropical one, and it's the one that I just adore. It was love at first sniff. This was initially released as a 50 ml, but now they have also 100 ml, which is the one that I have here. And this is basically a floral green coconutty fragrance. So this starts off with a burst of citruses and heavy coconut, creamy, almost like watery also, and it's wonderful. And it also has a heavy dose of galbanum, hence the green aspects of this fragrance. Very big in galbanum, with also a driftwood. It definitely has like a driftwood quality into it, like a dry, salty wood, like, you know, those woods that are like on the beach. So it smells like that. and it's just wonderful. Love. This is summer in the bottle. I love the coconut note in here. It's just brilliant, very realistic. Works wonderfully with the galbanum, with the driftwood, with the citruses. I highly advise you to try this one if you have yet to. Loewe has high quality perfumes and unique from the most part, although their distribution isn't great, especially in the US. But if you have the opportunity to try Loewe fragrances, please do so. And if you're searching for a summer fragrance, I think this one will not disappoint, especially in performance-wise. And this is an eau de toilette, this is not an eau de parfum, but this really performs well, at least on my skin. Paula's Ibiza by Loewe. The next fragrance, very slept on, from a very slept on brand, James Heeley, or better saying Heeley. And this one was released a couple years ago in 2023, and it is Cologne Officinale. This fragrance, it's so unique, but it's hard to wear. I mean, this just to say that it's not easy to appreciate this fragrance. Why? Because this one literally smells like dry soap. Like, you know, those old French soaps, dry, unused. It's literally how this smells. Is the best way to describe this fragrance. And it's so unique. I just adore it, and it's so fresh, clean, effortless, but again, kind of hard to wear. It has a mature quality into it. Actually, the times that I spray this one, my fiance always says that you smell old. Which is funny to me, but I do love this one, and the performance is actually quite good. This is an eau de parfum concentration, so for a fresh, dry bar of soap, it's really commendable and appreciated to have this concentration as in eau de parfum. So yes, I highly advise for you to try this one. Actually, check out the entire Heeley brand overall. I think it's a brand that it's quite affordable in retail, especially considering nowadays price marketing of all the fragrances out there. This is a 100 ml. I think the retail price is 140 euros. That's, I mean, it's a really bang for your buck. You get really a lot of perfume for 140 euros here, and quality wise is amazing. Some are more unique than others, but definitely I think there is something in this fragrance for everyone. So highly advise for you to try Heeley, and especially this one if you are into smelling fresh, dry bar of soap. This is the one for you, Cologne Officinale by Heeley. The next fragrance, I think this is another slept on from this brand, Les Indemodables, but this one was love at first sniff for me. It is Chypre Azural, a fresh citrusy fragrance with some Chypre qualities, like the name implies. I mean, look already the dent of this bottle. I really wore this fragrance a lot a couple of years ago, I believe, when I purchased this one. Chypre Azural is one of the most realistic orange smells that I ever experienced. It's amazing. It literally smells like an orange. It's wonderful, and it lasts, like this orange smell lasts for such a long time, and it has like a sparkly, energizing effect into it. Now, this fragrance, which I already talked about in the past, this fragrance also reminds me of Parfum d'Empire's Les Amours d'Oranger, which I have in the 100 ml bottle, like in the previous old, more slim 100 ml bottles of Parfum d'Empire. Really reminds me of that. I would say that this has a more pronounced orange. I would say even that it's more juicy, not being that juicy, if that makes sense, but comparing with the Amours is that it's more dry, less sparkly, less citrusy when compared with Chypre Azural. But both of them share these qualities of both being Chypres, both being modern Chypre fragrances, and easy to wear, easy to like type of Chypres. I would say that this has a more also pronounced ambergris in here, which gives like a salty quality to this perfume. But overall, if you are familiarized with Les Amours d'Oranger, I think you will appreciate this one. I love it. And again, performance-wise, it's fantastic. This for me, although you can wear it during the spring and summer, but I feel that this is more of a summer fragrance because of the ambergris, because of the orange, that it's so energizing in here. So I just save this more for the summertime. But nonetheless, if you are searching for a fresh citrusy with some woodsy backbones, this also has patchouli in the base. So I really advise you to try this one. Chypre Azural by Les Indemodables. The next fragrance from the house of MDCI Parfum. This one is Invasion Barbare with this massive vent. This is my favorite barbershop fougère fragrance. This is all about lavender, cardamom, ginger, violets, and it's beautiful. This one, it's really fantastic, and performance-wise is incredible as well. At least it is on my skin. Love the ginger in here, love the violets. The violets really gives like a mineral quality into this perfume, and love the cardamom, gives a really sensual, spicy quality. Lavender here, it's amazing quality as well. I mean, everything about this fragrance is high quality, and I highly advise you to try if you have yet to. It's MDCI's Invasion Barbare. If you want to smell elegant, I mean, Invasion Barbare is one that you must try at least. The next fragrance from House of Tom Ford, we have Beau de Jour. Now, Beau de Jour and also Invasion Barbare, these two were part of my spring rotation or my spring list for this year, and they are also part of my spring rotation. Beau de Jour, it's also a fougère fragrance, but it's more of a traditional fougère, whilst Invasion Barbare, I think it has more complexity, more layers, and it's more unique in that regard. And this one, I still love it nonetheless. I mean, love the lavender in here, which I already said this before. This lavender reminds me a lot of the lavender used in Music for a While by Frédéric Malle. But the comparison ends there because Music for a While goes into a pineapple territory, which is for me the best use of pineapple, and this one doesn't have that. So this one is more, again, more traditional, more aromatic, lavender, fresh lavender, more green, patchouli, and so it's for those who appreciate more traditional style perfumes. More traditional fougère style perfume, better saying. Beau de Jour is for you. Performance-wise is amazing, very versatile, signature scent worthy. Highly advise for you to try. Now, I don't really remember. This was part of the private blend collection, but Tom Ford, they re-released this as part of their signature. Some people say that doesn't smell as good as previously in the private blend. I really cannot say. But what I can say is that I really do appreciate Beau de Jour as it stands in this bottle. Highly advise for you to try if you're searching for a more, let's say, classic style fragrance, but with good longevity in performance overall. The next fragrance, no surprises here if we are talking about fresh perfumes with performance. We need to talk about this one, Ganymede, which I already talked about a lot. One of my all-time favorite perfumes, definitely a groundbreaking release. Created by Canton Biche, and this is the fragrance that put Canton Biche in the map. Ganymede, released in 2019. This one is all about this violet, saffron. It has Akigala wood. It has this mineral quality, watery quality, also with the leathery nuance. It's wonderful. It's beautiful, really. I adore this one. It's so effortless, so modern, really done to perfection. And it seems that Canton Biche is like recreating constantly a Ganymede, but to be honest, there's only one Ganymede, and you can't really recreate constantly the same style of fragrance because it's then stops being special. And that's what I'm afraid of. Because Canton Biche is constantly chasing the next Ganymede with the same, almost same recipe, it's like this Ganymede will stop being special. However, to this day, so far at least, when you compare with other Canton Beach creations, I do think that this remains his best work. And this remains as a groundbreaking, revolutionary fragrance. Nothing smelled like Ganymede before Ganymede. And to be honest, there's a lot of fragrances that now try to imitate Ganymede, also because of the Parfumeur is using this, trying to use the same formula with some tweaks, but still Ganymede is the one. If you are into more this mineralic, leathery, more abstract type of perfumes, Ganymede is the one. And it also has a nice dose of osmanthus in here, which gives this floral, like yellow floral, peachy almost quality in the opening. It's a brilliant fragrance in my view, very long lasting. You have the Extrait, but I really just advise you to go with the Eau de Parfum. I think the Extrait loses the balance that this one has, and there's something in there that doesn't just work for me. So I just go with the Eau de Parfum, which again, performance-wise, is already pretty great. The next fragrance, this is a floral citrusy fragrance with mint. A really nice mint note in here from the house of Xerjoff. It's Torino 21. Also extremely popular from Xerjoff. Torino 21. This is just so good. I just want to dose myself in this perfume. Actually, well, I wore this a lot last year. I added last year this, like, the liquid is already here. I actually did wear this a lot in my summer of 2024. And again, oh, man, it's the mints, it's the citruses, like it's this cocktail of citruses that really, I just want to drink this. It's so refreshing, so energizing, sparkly, musky in the dry down. Man, really advise it for you to check this one out. Now, for example, Xerjoff has another fragrance that shares this quality, this minty, citrusy qualities that called Renaissance, which is part of the same line of Naxos. And of course, Renaissance is in the shadow of Naxos, although it's again completely different from Naxos. But Renaissance also is a great fragrance, stronger on the mint, and I would say also more complex. You have rose in there as well, a bit of patchouli, definitely more complex than Torino 21. But I think the use of mint, it's even better in Renaissance. Nonetheless, the mint in here, it's still great, and I love how this blends with the citruses overall in here. I get lemon, I get orange in here, and it's just beautiful. Highly advise for you to try this one if you have yet to. Torino 21 by Xerjoff. The next fragrance from the house of Guerlain, from the Aqua Allegoria line. This one is Nerolia Vetiver Forte. And this, well, you really need to go easy on the spray here, because this can be even a bit overwhelming in the opening. The opening is all about Neroli and a heavy dose of fig, and not the fig leaf, the fig fruit. Very carnal even, and it's quite an unusual blend, this Neroli with fig, because both fragrances are very intense. It's like they're fighting between each other to see which one is the strongest note. And it's in that regard that I mean that you really need to go easy on the trigger, because the opening can be a bit overwhelming. But after that, it settles. It's a beautiful, figgy Neroli, like almost like eau de Cologne style, with this grassy vetiver, green vetiver. Oh, it's beautiful. I tried actually the Harvest version. In the Harvest, I dare to say it's even better than the Forte. Everything is more smooth. There's no rough edges like you have in here. Everything is more smooth, and everything comes across a more natural smell. Oh, it's magical, really. I don't know if the Harvest collection, the Harvest version is still available or not. I tried actually in store a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know if that's still readily available or not. But the Forte, if you're searching for performance, I mean, it's a Forte version, and still smells great, don't get me wrong. I really like the fragrance. After all, I have a full bottle of. It still smells great. It's just the opening that can be a bit too much. But if you pass that initial 5 minutes, oh, you have yourself a wonderful citrusy eau de Cologne style with this fig fruit and this grassy, rooty vetiver in the base, and beautiful. It's Nerolia Vetiver Forte by Guerlain from the Aqua collection. So the next fragrance from the house of Amouage Reflection Man. And this is already an old bottle. I have this one since 2018, and you see already the massive dent in here. And a lot of people say that the previous version, so this version that I have, is way better than the current one. A lot of people complain about the smell, performance of the new version of Reflection Man. I can't really say anything about that because I didn't properly tested the current version of Reflection Man. What I can say is that I absolutely love Reflection 45, so the extrait version of Reflection Man. However, I would say that the extrait version is more floral, not as fresh as the Reflection Man, more specifically iris. The Reflection 45 has a beautiful, beautiful iris in there. It's so buttery, so thick, rich. Sure, it has like fresh qualities, but the iris for me, it's like, wow, the standout, and I adore it. Definitely want a full bottle of it. This one, the iris in here, but is not as intense as in 45, the extrait version. Here definitely it's more fresh and more rounded overall, with great performance. At least it is on my skin. Here this starts off with this blast of pepper, citrusy, neroli, orange. It's just to die for, really. You have a bit of jasmine in here. It has an indolic quality with tons of sandalwood. And a lot of people compare it back in the day when this was extremely, but I think this is still popular from Amouage, especially the extrait. But back in the day in 2018, like a lot of people were like using this one, talking about this one. This was back then one of, if not the most popular fragrance from Amouage, at least in YouTube. I don't know if it's still like that or not, but I adore this. Very versatile, signature scent worthy, and also people compare it with Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male, which, I mean, I can see, but it's still a bit far-fetched. I mean, I see in the terms of the floral, powdery, borderline like vanillic qualities, and this one doesn't feature vanilla as a main note, but definitely has like a sweet quality in here. And I can see that the Le Male comparison, but I mean, this is far superior. It's far superior in all aspects than Le Male, and I think it deviates from Le Male, to be honest. So I highly advise for you to try this one if you have yet to. Extremely classy, extremely elegant, and also try Reflection 45. And last but by no means least, I mean, we need to talk about Profumum Roma. If we're talking about fresh, long-lasting fragrances, we need to talk about Profumum Roma. And I could mention quite a few, which I already did. Some of them were already featured on my underrated spring fragrances video. But I will mention this one, which is also extremely underrated. And this is the most long-lasting eau de cologne style fragrance. It's Neroli. And for me, it's the best use of Neroli that I ever smelled, and not even close. This fragrance, oh, it's Neroli. It's so beautiful with orange blossom. I mean, Neroli is orange blossom, to be honest. It's just the way that it's prepared, blended. I mean, I don't know the technical term, don't remember the technical term, but basically Neroli is orange blossom, but when it's worked in a different, when the orange blossom is worked in a different way. And this, oh man, it's such a beautiful fragrance. And this literally smells like, yes, you are smelling orange blossom, and it smells like an eau de cologne. Literally smells like an eau de cologne, but the most natural smelling, realistic, like eau de cologne style with amazing performance, like Profumum Roma is known for. I mean, in the end, Profumum Roma is my favorite brand, and this is one of the reasons why. It's quality, it's the image, it's the natural qualities of this fragrance. And maybe this doesn't have any naturals, it's just synthetics, but for me, it's how it comes across to my nose. and it's just beautiful. Love this one. If I would be ranking, this would be the number one, hands down. It's Neroli by Profumum Roma. Finishing this video, guys, let me know in the comments down below if you already tried any of these fragrances. What other fragrances would you recommend? If you find value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out all the other fragrance content that I have available, and see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Ciao.